And we are back in the building, back with some more boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and all that good stuff. Now, guys, I have some good news and I have some bad news. So I think it's only right that I report the good news first. And the good news is Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed 168-pound super middleweight champion, has three guys as options for his next fight. The bad news is that none of those guys are named David Benavidez. Let me repeat that. None of those guys on the list are named David Benavidez. So this is being reported. I don't know if it's factual or not, but it's being reported that he does have three options on the table for his fight in May. One of those guys being Jaime Munguia, which we know is a no-go because Jaime Munguia is set to face off against John Ryder, who fought Canelo Alvarez back before Canelo Alvarez faced off against Jamal Charlo, his last fight. Now, the second option, a lot of people have been talking about this and expecting it, is Jamal Charlo. We know Jamal Charlo just made his return back to the ring after a long hiatus, guys. I think it was 2 years and some change. He faced off against the brother of David Benavidez, his older brother, Jose Benavidez Jr., who's not an actually full-fledged middleweight. You know, he was fighting at 154. They fought at a catch weight. You guys know Jamal missed weight, but he did get the victory in their fight. He looked pretty decent for a guy who's been out of the ring for that amount of time, but I still don't think, you know, he's ready for a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez right now is just on a whole nother level. And I said it back when Jamal won. I still think he needs some tune-up fights before thinking about stepping in the ring with a guy like Canelo Alvarez. I think, you know, I just don't think he's ready yet. But, you know, if he thinks he's ready, that's all that matters. He is on the table according to these reports. Now, the last option that's on the table, which kind of blew me away a little bit, is Terence "Bud" Crawford. That's right, Terence "Bud" Crawford. Now, we know Canelo Alvarez said that he did not want to entertain that fight due to the fact that he wouldn't get any credit for defeating Terence "Bud" Crawford because Terence "Bud" Crawford is a welterweight who would have to jump up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. But here's the thing. We all know right now Terence "Bud" Crawford is considered to be the best fighter on the planet. And me personally, if Canelo Alvarez picks Terence "Bud" Crawford to fight, I would give him the credit if he defeated Terence "Bud" Crawford because Terence "Bud" Crawford is a special fighter. He's a special fighter, and I think that would be an exciting fight for the boxing fans. People want to see stuff like this, and I think that's that option. I think that's his best option outside of David Benavidez. Now, I think David Benavidez should be next because David Benavidez is the 2-time WBC champion. He's the current interim champion, WPC interim champion, and he's just coming off of a big win over a dangerous guy in Bubu Andrade, who a lot of people did not want to face. David Benavidez made, you know, pretty much easy work of him. And I think his time is now, and I think he deserves a shot. He's been waiting for a while. Canelo Alvarez is, you know, doesn't really want to talk about David. He doesn't want to when people bring David up, it gets up under his skin. But David is a threat, I would say, to Canelo Alvarez at 168. Not saying that David can defeat Canelo Alvarez because I just don't know. You know, I got to kind of, you know, look at both fighters. But I do think he's a threat to Canelo Alvarez's titles at 168. And I think it's a fight that should happen. So whether or not it's going to happen in September, I don't know. We don't know what's going to be next for Canelo. These are the 3 options for May that's being reported. I think the best fight out of those 3, we know Jaime's not, you know, fighting him, of course. I think the best 2 out of those options is Terence Crawford. But in reality, it's probably going to be Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo is looking kind of vulnerable right now. And, you know, maybe he wants to face a guy like Jamal Charlo, who's a bigger fighter, of course, than Terence Crawford, to prepare himself for David Benavidez. We could all be wrong about, Canelo Alvarez ducking smoke with David Benavidez. It just, the optics of it look bad. It just seems like he wants to avoid David Benavidez at all cost. But, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We're going to see. But he needs to fight David Benavidez this year. But the Terence Crawford equation, I think, is great. If he does that, I think that's going to be a huge super fight. I think people would pay to see that. I think that would be a hell of a pay-per-view. Terence Crawford, you guys know, I'm kind of biased when it comes to him because I want him to succeed. Even if he doesn't succeed, I'm just in awe at the fact that, he would jump up 3 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez, because you don't see stuff like that every day. You just don't see it. Fighters are too busy trying to duck other fighters and take the easy route. And here it is, Terence Crawford wants to face a guy like Canelo Alvarez, who has a lot of power, guys. And he's a phenomenal fighter in his own right. I will say that Terence Crawford taking that risk, willing to take that risk, but we're going to see whether or not Canelo Alvarez takes that fight, or is he going to fight Jamal Charlo. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think about these options that are on the table. Do you prefer Terence Crawford? Do you prefer Jamal Charlo? Or would you rather see him defend his titles against the monster, David Benavidez, next? You guys let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.